Okay. So on the one hand, you are playing such complex characters, and on the other hand, you are writing for children, and also very regularly writing for children, with your plays on Grips Theatre for the Grips Theatre, but also other style of plays. And you also wrote the Sarah series. This was like a diary
Yeah.
of a young girl, Sarah, and you're showing her life through her eyes, as if she was writing a diary. So how do you balance between these two worlds? Do you think they are connected, or are they completely detached? Do you become a new person when you're writing for children? Are you a different person when you're acting?
I think it's all connected. It always is, because no matter what you're doing, you are one person, and it's just interesting that there's so many parts of you reacting to different situations in different ways. I have always been very passionate. I love kids. Even as a child, I loved kids, and I started watching Grip Theatre since I was 8 years old. So I've kind of grown up with really, really good quality children's entertainment. Also, I have seen trash when I was a child, but very in a very young age, I knew कि अच्छी entertainment बच्चों के लिए क्या है. So that has always attracted me, and it was like a natural flow for me to start writing for Grips and start doing Grip plays, because I've always felt connected to that. And I feel it's a chance to relive your childhood, which you don't get. But as as young kids, we are all very fluid because our personalities are, of course, peculiarities होती है. कोई बच्चा बहुत angry kid, short tempered kid, mellow kid, timid kid. But उनका जो basic mental setup है वो कई बार similar होता है. They want love, they want care, they need to be protected, they love you unconditionally. तो ये सारी चीजें ना बहुत सिमिलर होती है बच्चों में, और वो हम सब ने जिया है. So when you write for kids or when you create entertainment for kids, it's another chance to live your childhood, go back to those times when you were a kid. And I think itna rejuvenating, itna entertaining or itna organic for a writer or for a creator or kuch nahi ho sakta,
Mhm.
to just shed off all your ideas of adulthood and all the corruption that has happened with your mind, that is called growing up and being a civilized adult. वो सब छोड़ के फिर से वो बच्चा बन जाना is a great chance, which I take and which I really enjoy.
And
So
how
it
is
doesn't complicate with all the complexities that I'm otherwise playing.
okay?
Never.
And but how do you really write for children? I mean, I mean, do you spend a lot of time with children, or do you talk a lot to children? How do you get these ideas and the
I
perspective?
have a child, yeah, because I love kids. तो अगर मेरी बेटी अब 15 साल की है, तो शी इज आउटग्रोन दैट किड फेज. बट इफ जहाँ पे मैं रहती हूँ, अगर मैं नीचे जाऊँ और देयर किड्स प्लेइंग अराउंड, आई स्पेंड लॉट मोर टाइम विद द किड्स देन द एडल्ट.
Mhm,
एंड
mhm.
एंड आई थिंक वो बहुत, आई एम नॉट सेइंग आसान है, बट somehow I feel that I can be a child very easily inside me.
Mhm.
And once you can be a child, it comes very organically. So writing for children is very difficult. I know that. But I think that is something that comes to me very naturally. I won't say easily, but naturally. Because I
That's
can
good.
see the way they think. And I find it so beautiful. And the problem, many times, the problem as an adult when you write for kids is you're trying to put in your ideas on them. कि बच्चे अच्छे होने चाहिए, दे शुड बी ऑल डिसिप्लिन. तो जो बच्चों के लिए बड़े नाटक लिखते हैं, वो कई बार ऐसा था कि सारे मतलब बच्चों, यू नो, झूठ मत बोलना, चोरी
Mhm.
मत करना. So while you want to give them those values, you don't say that. You say something else. You say something that a kid can say, हाँ मुझे भी ऐसे ही लगता है. And then you drive them through this whole journey and make them come to this realization कि नहीं, झूठ बोलना गलत बात है. So again, there are many techniques, but I think it's about understanding a child from within,
Okay,
which I
okay.
do, I feel.
Okay. And what do you think about the differences between children's theater and theater for the adults? Do you think that in their craft, there is a big difference between the two kind of theaters?
Yeah. Of course, there's a difference. Somebody asked, I think Stanislavski, how do you do theater for children? How should one do theater for children? The same question. So the answer was exactly like you do it for the adults, only better.
Okay.
And the simple reason is you're catching them really young, and their minds are so fresh and so uncorrupt and so sensitive to any influences that what you give them, they believe. So if as a theater, if I'm doing a play, if I'm saying something, if the child is believing in me, he's going to believe anything I say. Our play Jamba Babu, which is about religion and children. So if a 5-year-old child, if he asks me a question and if I tell him, of course, I need to be somebody the child believes in. So I need to have that faith. But the child is going to believe anything I say with utmost genuinity, sincerity, and love. So what I tell the child and how I tell the child becomes a huge responsibility. Adults, no matter how good viewers they are or how much they like a play, they are going to watch the play with at least 1,000 preconceived notions. This is a good writer, or this director is shitty, this actor, ये तो कमाल है, और ये थिएटर ग्रुप का कोई प्ले बुरा हो ही नहीं सकता, या फिर ये यहाँ पे देखना पृथ्वी थिएटर में है तो अच्छा ही होगा, फॉर एग्जाम्पल. So an adult watches a play with so many preconceived notions, good and bad. But a child watches a play with a complete clean slate. Either he likes it or he doesn't. And when he likes it, he's going to believe it. So the craft is to make something that a child can relate to, that is fun, that can entertain a child. And entertain doesn't mean कि सिर्फ मस्ती है, कि गा रहे नाच रहे, that too. But it's something the child can relate to, can feel one with. And what you say to the child, how you say to the child, what values you are imparting without preaching. वहाँ पे अगर हम खड़े रहे और preach करने लगे तो बच्चे निकल जाते हैं, they don't care. So all these things about what you say, the content and the craft is so much more challenging, I feel, when you do it for kids. And it's a huge, huge responsibility. I'm sure many of you know that Japan mein, the primary teachers are paid the most. So they are paid more than the university professors because their job is so much more critical and more difficult, because a teacher in a primary school or a kindergarten is a mother's replacement for those 3-4 hours. So that's why this whole thing is difficult, more of a responsibility, yet way more gratifying than any other form, according to me.